The Golden State Warriors, led by their superstar point guard Stephen Curry, whose impact on basketball is undeniable and has changed the game of basketball forever. The Golden State Warriors talisman pretty much revolutionized the game, thanks to his unmatched shooting prowess. The league clearly was not ready for what Curry brought to the table during his historic rise to fame. This caused a seismic shift in the type of mentality teams had entering ball games, and Curry's one-of-a-kind skill sent shockwaves throughout the entire sport. This resulted in back-to-back MVP titles for the 6'3" point guard, and also with Steph carrying the Warriors to 5 straight NBA Finals from 2015 to 2019 and winning 3 championships. With Golden State's streak of 5 straight finals recently coming to a halt, let's look back at the 8 times that Stephen Curry shocked the world with an amazing play and moment in games. Steph certainly has a career made up of historic wins, 3-point hot streaks, shifty dribbles, and shots you would think no man on planet Earth could come close to making. Going through Curry's career made up of 11 seasons, 7 playoff appearances, 6 All-Star games, and 3 NBA championships, there are so many moments that pop to our eyes as fans of the game. However, I have rounded out the 8 times that Stephen Curry shocked the world with an amazing play and moment in games in Curry's career that stand out as the defining moments that have propelled him to legendary status. 8. Crossing Delhi twice. With Kyrie Irving out for the series due to a knee injury, the Cavaliers entrusted reserve point guard Matthew Dellavedova to guard the 2014-2015 NBA MVP. Cleveland, without their 2 All-Stars Irving and Kevin Love, shocked Golden State in games 2 and 3 and took control of the series. Dellavedova had done a splendid job in containing Stephen Curry. Delly got him to an average of just 22.7 points on 38.3% shooting from the field through games 2 to 4, including a dismal 5 of 23 shooting, 19.9 in Game 2. However, in the pivotal Game 5, with the series tied at 2-2, Curry had his best game of the series. He erupted for 37 points and erased any chatter about Dellavedova being the Curry stopper. In 2 of his most iconic shots in the NBA Finals, Curry also shook Delly twice in the fourth quarter to help hold off the gutsy Cavs in Game 5. It cannot be understated just how profound this season was in changing the landscape of the NBA. Now it seems almost commonplace for the likes of Damian Lillard or Trae Young to pull from the logo. Heck, even LeBron did it the other night. But Curry was really the first to make these sorts of shots a dependable weapon in his offensive arsenal. And this moment defined one of the more miraculous seasons the league has ever seen. 7. Curry's Dagger 3 in Game 3. With the clock winding down, Curry missed a game-tying 3-point shot from the deep wing, but Maurice Spites thankfully grabbed the offensive rebound, kicked it back to Curry, who had moved to the corner. Curry threw up a prayer from a thin corner as Anthony Davis rammed into him. At the time, the Warriors were the 1 seed in the Western Conference, up to 2-0 against the New Orleans Pelicans, and a win by the Warriors would put the Pelicans in a hole of 3-0 that is nearly impossible to come back from. Curry's dagger in the final seconds put a knife in the heart of the Pelicans, taking back momentum and leading the Warriors to a victory in overtime. Curry would go on to leading the Warriors to a series sweep in the next game. 6. Dropping Chris Paul. Chris Paul will always be regarded as an unbelievable perimeter defender. That is just what happens when you lead the league in steals in 6 different seasons. Steph, however, was out to prove that he was the marquee point guard of this generation, and that it was time for Paul to ride in the backseat. The Warriors and Los Angeles Clippers had incredible battles in the last decade, including a 7-game war that saw the Clips advance in the first round of the 2014 NBA playoffs. But the 2014-15 season had a different aura from the start. Steph Curry was playing at an MVP level in a year where he would capture the award while leading the Warriors to 67 wins and an NBA title. Paul was equally terrific that year, leading the NBA in assets while scoring close to 20 points per game. Still, a changing of the guard, pun intended, was clearly afoot. The 2 teams met for a regular season game in March, during which Curry dropped Paul with a devastating behind-the-back dribble move. Notice how, after recovering from the switch, Paul tried to get right back into Curry's body. He undoubtedly wanted to use physical strength to force Curry into a tough position. But instead of being backed into a corner, Curry fakes baseline by going behind his back, only to bring the ball back around and catch Paul leaning. Curry really cemented himself among the league's elite this year, mostly due in part to moves such as that killer crossover. 13 threes. Curry's best asset is undeniably his ability to shoot the ball. As a matter of fact, many consider him to be the greatest shooter of all time. With that being the case, it's not hard to include his record-breaking 13 three-pointers made on November of 2016. Who does that? Who drains 13 triples in a single ball game? Apparently, Stephen Curry does. Interestingly, this record-breaking outing came a night after Curry snapped his streak of 157 games, making at least one triple per game. He went 0 for 10 against the Los Angeles Lakers in Golden State's previous outing, so he made sure to make up for it the following evening. Talk about getting out of a shooting slump. NBA Finals record for the most three-pointers in a game. Curry, as we already should know, is undoubtedly the greatest three-point shooter of all time. He already holds a ton of three-point records, including the most triples in an NBA Finals game. Curry set the record in Game 2 of the 2018 NBA Finals with 9 triples en route to a game-high 33 points. He made 5 in the fourth quarter, including this impossible rainbow with the shot clock winding down. Stephen Curry is born. This is the night Stephen Curry was born. No, not in Akron, where he was physically born, but in Madison Square Gardens. It was in 2009 that Curry entered the league, but it could be argued that the first time he placed himself on the map was 4 years later in Madison Square Gardens, the home to the New York Knicks and billions of historical moments. Curry added to those historic moments by making his name heard across the league. In 2013, Curry showed Knicks fans they were right to be frustrated when he didn't fall to New York on draft night. Even though the Warriors lost, Steph posted a career-high 54 points, in the mecca of sports no less. He shot 18 for 28 from the field and knocked down 11 of 13 three-point attempts, falling just 1 3 shy of tying what was then the NBA record. This performance raised more than a few eyebrows, and for most folks, this is the game that indicated Curry's arrival in the NBA as a bona fide superstar. In the same season, he broke the record for threes made in a season, burying 272 shots from deep, a record he would later destroy 3 more times. Game winner versus Oklahoma City Thunder. This game against Oklahoma City was one of the biggest highlights in Curry's second MVP season. Curry posted 46 points and 6 assists while knocking down an at the time NBA single-game record, tying 12 three-pointers in a victory over one of the league's best teams. With the game tied at 118 in overtime, I remember watching this shot live, anxiously waiting for the ball to go down. It was past midnight and I just got up and ran around the house screaming. Everyone was fully expecting Steve Kerr to call a timeout after Russell Westbrook missed the go-ahead bucket with less than 10 seconds remaining. But as soon as Curry secured the ball, dribbling it up the court slowly and under control, we all knew he was going to pull up from deep and send the Oklahoma City fans home devastated. Putting LeBron on skates. LeBron James took away what could have been the greatest season ever from Curry and the Warriors when they came back from 3-1 series deficit and won the 2016 championship. James also embarrassed Curry on a couple of occasions during the 2016 finals, such as that iconic trash talk moment after blocking the 6'3" Curry underneath the basket. The two teams saw each other again in the 2017 finals, and Curry was able to exact revenge on James and the Cavs. One particular play symbolized that, which was this filthy series of crossover moves that put the king on skates. As soon as he got the ball, Curry clearly wanted to show up on James on the isolation. He was ecstatic to get this little revenge move on his finals nemesis as well. The slow-mo may have shown that Curry double dribbled on the play, but let's not ruin a great moment.